All right, welcome to Masks, Heroes Abound on Scott's Case Files. Good evening, happy Sunday, happy St. Patrick's Day has been pointed out to me by the gents. All right, let's get to this. We got up here, we have Joshua playing Mali, the Nova. We,
Hello.
we have here Steve playing Wraith, the Legacy.
Hello.
And over here, now last but definitely not least, Billy Joe playing Leech, the Reformed.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. And we are short an Adam this time, Nix.
Hmm.
He is elsewhere, hopefully doing good things. We actually don't know. We're not sure. We're gonna assume that is so. So here we were, Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, and in the game. So yeah, what was that, Billy?
No, go ahead.
I thought you were gonna start talking. You
Nope.
can just chime in. You're good. You're good.
This is your time. This is your intro time. I'm not interrupting.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah. So last we left our intrepid heroes, adventurers, whatever you would like to call them. We had they'd just taken out Miss Destruction or Miss Deconstruction, excuse me, Disconstruction, one of those, and taken her out rather well. Saved some civilians and won some accolades, and walked away. Had some family time after that. We learned a little about their families, their home life, what makes them heroes on that side of the table. And that's how we're going to start. We're going to start with some quick morning stuff. We haven't seen their morning routine. So yeah, every kid is generally, if any teenager's life has been anything like mine, it's very much a rousted by your parents against your will to the horrible sound of an alarm clock, which that horrible sound never goes away for the rest of your life, by the way. Sorry, people. And you get out of bed, you do your morning routine, whatever that is, and think theoretically eat some sort of breakfast, and then you're out the door in one semblance or another. And so, likely, are our heroes. Let's see what's Wraith's morning like.
Hmm. Um, I think his dad gets him up because his mom is already at work. Um, I said she owns a restaurant, so she's off buying things at the local distributors and market, which is very early, so she can get in for breakfast service, which leaves the family with whatever she may have left from the previous day. Um, so I have a feeling his breakfast is sometimes unusual. Sometimes it's, leftover, pastries from the evening before his service. Sometimes, it's the occasional,
A cocoa
I
vine
guess,
every now and then,
yeah, what would be considered an entree. Um, but, it's better than, just, eggs and bacon or, Pop Tarts. So, he's more than willing to, so it's, opening the fridge, there's, several takeout containers, all with, her restaurant logo on them. And,
What's the
some
name of the
other,
restaurant?
it is, I had this written down. Chez Chloe,
Chez Chloe. Nice.
as Chloe is her name. Um, so it's,
Apropos.
it's opening, several containers, sniffing, seeing what it is and, settling on one and sitting down.
Excellent.
I
Your
have a
sister,
feeling
of course, is probably up and more chipper than you as she passes you
she has a
by.
little bit because she's been up earlier, fixing her hair and stuff. I think she's on like the JV cheer squad or something.
Gotcha.
She's a freshman. I assume we're juniors or so. Um, so she is in the same school, which makes it again more annoying than usual. Um, but yeah, she's probably been up at least an extra 45 minutes before I am.
Yeah, hair and makeup takes a while. All the good stuff. She yeah, she kind of pops out, is nibbling on a croissant as she kind of skips out the door. Later dark. That's
I roll
everything
my
as far as
eyes,
she knows.
as grabbing something.
And your dad Uh,
Roger.
what's that?
Roger.
Roger. Yes, your dad, Roger. You don't call him Roger.
No.
So, maybe you do. I don't know. I've seen families that do that. So yeah, Roger, your dad. We'll call him Dad. Yeah, he's like, so you got your homework done, you got your lunch. What the hell is that? Some kind of confit? I don't even want to know. Just okay.
Like,
Just remember to heat it up
I
in
don't
one of the
know.
microwaves there.
New
Just
kid should be fine.
yeah, just takes just a last danger sniff. Okay, this is probably from last night. Okay, all right, out the door, out the door, out the door. Go, go, go. You're gonna miss your bus.
Oh, I drove a bus. Bummer. Um, okay.
Or do you? As far as he knows, you take the bus.
We'll assume I take the bus.
Or do you all like meet up? Who has a car?
Yeah, I was wondering that at one point if any of us had a car.
If-
Uh, Assuming the city is exactly kind of like New York City and its congestion, so there would
Okay.
transit. Is there?
sure.
There could be mass transit.
Yeah, let's say
Yeah,
you want to do
let's do that.
subways.
I mean, I figured
So
it. Yeah, living in the
yeah,
city like that.
I'll head to my subway station.
Okay. Can we say you guys are maybe on the same line? So you one person gets on, the
Yeah.
next thing you know, another person gets on. Before you get to the school, the last person, and boom, you go.
Yep, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Awesome. Cool. What line is it? What color? I'm curious. Purple line. It's the purple line.
Obviously.
Hello. Awesome. Excellent.
We
Excellent.
probably came up with our name, just sitting in this, on
Uh,
the train.
On the train every morning. We're not the Breakfast Club. We don't have breakfast. I mean, we're on the purple line. Oh, cool. All right, Molly, what does your morning look like?
In the morning, I get up at 6 a.m. to help with one of the elderly neighbors get him ready to go for his daytime adult daycare.
Excellent, excellent. What's his name?
So I'm actually trying to find in my notes. Written up the other day.
Oh, you noted this already. Wow,
Yeah,
impressive,
it's Mr. Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Benjamin's always happy to see you, though he doesn't always show it. He's kind of like what's the word? Persnickety. You don't get stuff done in the order he wants. He's like, oh, it's so good. Hey, get the shoes first.
Got to do the left one first, and you tie that up.
Because then if you don't do it that way, then he's off balance all day, and it's just a crapshoot from there. It's horrible.
You have to take the pants, you have to fold them up and tuck them into the socks.
Exactly. Does he wear the sandals? I don't know. We'll get into that another time. This is really not that session. But yeah, so he's happy to see you, but he's not always the most friendly guy. If you just don't do it just the way he likes, he's used to the way he likes. He's probably done this same thing for many, many, many years and that kind of thing. But yeah, does Grandma see you before you go?
Yeah, she's the one who wakes me up to go help him.
Oh, nice. What is she doing?
No one asked me if I wanted to help him do all this stuff.
Welcome to teenagerdom. Exactamundo. Nice. Well, that's cool. So, what does she make you? What's the typical Molly morning meal?
She makes cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat. Nice. I don't know about you guys. When I was a tiny kid, I used to have cocoa wheats, chocolate cream wheats, and it was and if I recall correctly, actually, it was a very racist commercial, which I won't even go into. But that was 1974 or 5 for you. Sorry about that. Sorry, 70s. Anyway, so excellent, excellent. And then before you know it, you're out the door, got your books. Does Granny give you a kiss against your will or okay with your will on the way out?
She always gives a kiss on the forehead.
Nice. All right, you're out the door. Leech. What's Leech's morning look like at the house?
Depending on the day of the week, there's a scheduled breakfast breakfast chef rotation. So sometimes he has to be up at 5 to do the breakfast. Other days he gets to sleep in a little bit. But he is up about the same time as most other school kids. He does, take some science and math classes at the high school, so he wants to get those done early in the day, so he has the rest of the day to, go work or do a little crime fighting.
Yeah. Excellent.
But yeah, it's we'll say today is not a breakfast day, so he gets to sleep in relatively late. 7 o'clock, woohoo! Um, yep, he's just a quick up, shower, grab a little something, nothing big, just something to tide him over to lunch, and then out the door.
Cool. And not to wait for his morning classes, just to
Yep.
have something to fill his day, take care of that. Cool. Excellent. Yeah. So he's out the door. Does he have to sign out or sign in? How does that work?
No, not unless he's deviating from his regular schedule.
Ah, gotcha.
So like he has, basically a rough schedule of what of what his days should be like each week that he just files it with. I can't remember what you said the name of the guy running the house is,
You know
Mr.
what? I did not take that note. Oh,
George.
George, thank you. I was either
Right,
George or
George.
Charles. I can remember.
And then Anne does the
Okay.
paperwork.
Yes, Anne Murphy
Yeah.
does paperwork.
Yeah.
And she's also with Nick's as her social worker. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, George. I just file my schedule with George, and if whenever it changes, like at the beginning of a new semester or whatever, then I just file him an updated one.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, out the door onto mass transit, such as it is.
Mm.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys are cruising down the purple line, one after the other. Let's say let's see how. Let's say Jonas gets on first, followed by Rudy, followed by Kage. I'm gonna get that wrong forever.
Cage.
Cage. I want to say Kage. I want to do the Japanese version. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm gonna make a little C note there. See, okay.
It was
Gotcha.
his, parents being trendy, I think.
Oh, it wasn't. It was either Seven or Cage. So good job on Kage /
Seven.
Cage. That's a Seinfeld joke. I'm sorry. I'm
Got it.
old. Yeah, cool. So yeah, so you're on the line together. We could say this is probably like a week after Mistis construction. That whole incident. There's been if you guys are active on the Twitter verses, which I'm assuming you all are, the Violet Vanguard has been out there. People are actually looking for them right now. You guys have been, doing, little things here and there, probably. Schoolwork is taking up a good amount of your time. Even for Rudy, Rudy is doing has a job. I forget what is the Rudy's like job that he does.
I don't think we actually established that. So let's say, well, he wants to do something in biochemistry, so maybe he interns at oh shoot, I don't know.
We don't have to make him a name for the company. You're
Anything.
a biochemical intern. Like you do all the
Right.
paperwork and take boxes from place to place. Make sure
Sure,
everybody has
yeah.
coffee, and get to, on the off chance, every now and then you get to see actual science
Right,
in
exactly.
action. Very
Yeah.
cool. Nice. It's a good start. And it looks good on his his resume. Looks good to the halfway house and to Anne. He's keeping busy. That kind of good stuff. I find it funny that he works. This is like the place where you'd go to get your powers. He was an intern at a biochemical factory.
That's true.
When there was an accident. No, he already had powers. There was no accident. He's already a superhero. So,
oh
That's
yeah,
that's where he finds
maybe.
villains, though.
that's where he
Oh
fights
yeah,
villains.
yeah. Maybe he's going into it because he wants to understand his powers and how other
Ooh,
superpowers work.
cool. Nice. I'm sure there's like a doctorate in that, like superhero sciences.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
probably several fields.
Yes, I wouldn't doubt that in Halcyon City. Excellent. Cool. All right. I'll give you guys a second for some quick small talk, and then we'll do our thing here. That's a key for small talk.
Like, Rudy, so you're going to be able to stop by and see my sister after class? I mean, she's been looking for a selfie with you for the last week.
Do I have to?
She keeps on threatening me with various things.
But would it really be so bad if you had to tell your mom and dad?
Right
I mean,
now,
really?
yes. I mean, in the middle of
Wouldn't it-
semester, trying to, place into classes for next year. Dad's always worried about my grades. I'm always off
Well, yeah, but
doing
your
things
grades are
other than
fine, aren't
working on
they?
grades. They're fine. I mean, they're
See?
not all A's.
Does he want them to be all A's?
He's an accountant, so yes.
A doesn't stand for accountant. It just means 90 or above.
No, but it stands for
What's
acceptable.
What's the difference between a 89 and a 90?
One letter.
Oh wow, we really all have been teenagers. Jesus
Uh-huh.
Christ.
That's algebra.
Fine. Do you want me to talk to her about doing social media stuff too?
Yeah. I planted the seed that she might not be bad at it.
She'd probably be better than me at it.
Probably better than I am.
Oh, and Steve, after she wants like as like your social media person, she wants full representation in the group as her super name is Super Hot.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that. She can
Veto.
sign up with whatever tagline she's not getting in the photos.
No, she doesn't want in the photo. She just wants to be represented as like a team member.
So on the business cards, it's our four names in great big fonts, and then hers is the very, very bottom in like 1 point font.
She swears she'll keep it
Wraith's
quiet.
sister.
Yeah, the blackmail is strong with that one.
Yeah, I'll stop by. Does she have anything going on after school today?
I think it'd be great if you caught her after JV practice.
Okay.
Just because I expect she won't be looking her best.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
nice one. Awesome. Cool. Anything else you guys wanted to cover here? Else we'll jump ahead. Anything that Jonas wants to get in on?
See, the only thing I had to contribute to this little particular conversation was basically asking if anybody else took chemistry notes.
Chemistry notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Do you need to borrow them?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to pay attention, but at some point I lost consciousness.
That's bad.
Since this is like the fourth time this semester that you've asked, I've just gone ahead and taken the liberty of copying my notes for you already.
Just, oh, good, you figured it out.
Do you just like take a picture of them and text them off, or how do you? Or you actually do it the old-fashioned way and actually copy them with?
Oh,
pen and
no. I just take just use the photocopier at the library and just make a copy for him.
Hey, they're free at school.
That's right.
Awesome. Cool. So, I don't want to get into your classes this session, so we'll kind of we're gonna work. What I'd like to do is if you see my method to my madness, I want to kind of cover a little facet of your life at a time, and we can build on that as sessions go on. And then before we have your melange of your life, but we don't want to do too much of the boring stuff, as if we can avoid it. We want to get to the cool stuff. So at this point, let's go ahead and jump ahead to your photo op with Ray's sister.
Sweet. So I'm catching her just after practice.
Are you guys there too to see the show?
I think we're on the way back to the subway line from school when Leech comes down or comes by for I don't know, you don't fly. I don't think any of us fly. Well, Jonas
No.
probably can,
Not
weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
accurately.
I got that.
Yeah, so I'm hanging back, following her,
Okay.
because she hates walking with me.
Okay. So if you just want to text me whenever it's time, and then we'll say that I plan to show up then. So she's all, of course, like just I'm assuming just all sweaty and gross and just wants to get home more than she wanted to.
Not looking her best.
Yeah.
She's putting that scrunchie to the test. I can tell you that. Cool.
What's her name again?
Her name's Katie.
Katie. Okay. Glad I asked. I was thinking Stephanie. All right. Uh, hey, Cage. Hey, Katie. How's it going?
Just kind of.
Yeah, just coming in from a intersecting street and oh, hey, how's it going, guys?
Kay's like, she go wide eyed and she realizes how she looks, and she's like, she isn't sure whether or not she's ecstatic to see you or terrified that you're seeing her like this.
And that's about when I catch up and, hand on her shoulder, like, hey, Katie, maybe this would be a great time for a selfie.
And you like snatch her phone away from her right away. So she can't say no.
Did you want a selfie with me? Oh, okay, sure,
She's like,
yeah.
She's not in that starstruck phase right now where she can't even form complete
Like,
sentences.
She's such a crush on you.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll do it on all three of our phones, so there's proof. Everyone has proof.
Oh my god, the cruelty.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
so
we should get
she's
a selfie.
Yeah.
So she's terrified and overwhelmed all at the same time, and her face shows exactly that clash of emotions here. And she's like on the selfie, as you put up the phone, the selfies are like almost comical.
Not even enough time to pose for the duck face.
Not even enough time.
She's
Yeah.
12, right? Or
Boom,
14?
boom.
We'll say
Yeah, she has. I think she's 14.
freshman, so 15 maybe.
Sure.
15.
14, 15. Okay. All right. So yeah, he's like, so yeah, he puts his arm around her.
It's legal.
For one of the selfies, and
No,
yeah,
we'll
he's
go
only
with 14.
16. Okay, just to really put the pressure on and just like get that big shocked look on her face when he takes another selfie.
Yeah, she like moves her hand over, trying, like, oh.
Are you okay? You're making weird sounds. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I better call that.
I think.
You have asthma?
No, I don't.
You need
No,
an
asthma,
inhaler?
don't call it by. Don't call it by. Just like. Okay. And she like for the first time she like grabs on to Cage. I want to say Kage every goddamn time. Grabs on the Cage and she's kind of like pushes him to escort her away. It's over. It is over. We've gotten to the end of this encounter.
I got some great photos for you, Katie.
Yeah, though as he's whisking her away, she does kind of do that look back over her shoulder longingly, knowing how she screwed up this complete opportunity to to plant one on Leech. But yeah, so the what am I looking for? The blackmail has been paid off for now.
For now.
Yeah, she doesn't say a single word on the way home. She's just like, catching her breath and looking at her phone, and you can see her like
she posting. She like walking and typing. And
no, she hasn't decided. You can tell she hasn't decided whether or not she's posting or not. There's the prestige of having the picture with the superhero, but the negative of her looking like people probably wouldn't even recognize her necessarily because she's out of uniform, if you will. So yeah, but she's just silently still flabbergasted by the whole thing in a take my breath away type of way. Let's see here. So cool. Paid off. And Katie is happy for now. She kind of, as you guys get home, she kind of goes into her room and you can see her. She puts the phone on her heart and just walks in and closes the door behind her, and suddenly the music starts blaring. And that's the last you see of her for the evening. She doesn't even come out for dinner. She's not humming. What?
Is it My Chemical Romance?
Yes, we'll say it is. Not ironically in this case. Also, chemically induced. Super. Yeah. Ah, that was a good one. Cool. So, yeah. So you guys want to jump ahead? I want you. The next thing, the thing that's going to get you guys together, and maybe we should establish like how you guys know to meet up. Do you guys have like a police scanner? Does somebody have like a police scanner app or something like that? Or I'm assuming you all have phones, so you all text each other when you need to, so the communication is not an issue here. You don't need a Vanguard signal or anything, unless you want one.
So let's I mean, Rudy could keep an ear on police chatter when he's not in class, and not busy with a specific task at work. Like he could have it on his background chatter when he's sorting mail or whatever. Um, uh, but maybe our adult sponsor of the Violet Vanguard also chooses some missions for us. Like they get wind of something going on, and they say, "Hey, I think you guys would be good. This would be good experience for you guys," and
Oh,
Okay.
pack you off.
they're connected to the superhero chatter network.
Right, right.
Gotcha. Are we talking Anne, your social worker,
No, I was thinking like our group could have an established adult superhero as like a group mentor or sponsor.
or okay? That Wraith's the next oldest in his
Legacy.
legacy would be a good
Okay.
one for that. What do you think about
Yeah.
that, Wraith?
That would be fun.
Cool. Yeah, so he probably has you on, has your texts also, and um just so happens that what's the ringtone? So it's a special ringtone that you only have in your phones when a special call comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one will see that coming.
Maybe
Oh,
it's Purple Rain.
Oh my
purple.
god.
Nice.
Sure, that's awesome. Let's say it's Purple Rain. We can't play it on this stream for obvious reasons. However, awesomeness that works fine.
Until we come up with some purple themed public domain music.
There you go. All right. So, what's Wraith? What's the next oldest in your legacy? What's his name again?
I think that would be Night Stalker.
Night Stalker. Okay, I have to
Yep.
pop all this in my character sheet sooner or later. Yeah. So, you get a text from the
I
Purple Rain stuff.
technically have a move for whenever time passes. I
Oh,
don't know if we want to try that once.
oh. What's the move? Let's take a look.
It's part of the legacy. It's whenever time passes, I roll Savior to see how the members of my legacy feel or react to my most recent exploits.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. That's a perfect move for
Before
him.
rolling, ask the other players to answer these questions about your performance. Take -1 for each no answer. Have I been upholding the traditions of my legacy? Other players may not even know what they are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we'll say that the players might not know, but the
Right.
characters probably should. Yeah.
And I think we can make up some as we go along.
Yeah.
Have I maintained the image of my legacy?
Oh, certainly.
Certainly. And have I made the other members of my legacy proud?
Seem to have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go for
So
that.
now I roll plus Savior.
What's the name of that move?
It's not. It's just like a legacy.
Oh, whatever time passes, I see it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in the bottom right.
Okay, cool.
It's actually in bold whenever time passes.
Yep, I see it. Go ahead and make your roll.
They must be happy with me. I rolled a 12.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right. On a hit,
Okay.
one of them offers you meaningful encouragement, an opportunity, or advantage. On 7 to 9, another is upset with your most recent thing. Well, we don't have to worry about that. On a miss, blah blah blah. All right. Actually, this is gonna okay. I'll make this interesting. So, you get purple rain, and following the message, there's like basically there's like a built-in alert where it gives you like the text. Here's what's going on. Here's who's involved. Here's where to go, and you get that just like you normally do. But preceding it is this is not Night Stalker. This is who's the one who precedes Night Stalker.
The one who precedes Night Stalker is my character sheet. Captain Midnight.
Captain Midnight. This is Captain Midnight, and basically, as Wraith in particular reads the message, it becomes clear as to what's going on. So, the message is Night Stalker is quote unquote terrorizing the local mall. Something's gone horribly wrong, and the subtext that maybe only Wraith gets is this is your opportunity to help the legacy out. You're covering for Night Stalker. Something's going on, and you need to make it right, basically.
Wow. Okay. I just immediately respond, en route.
Cool.
How do we get around?
That's a good question. So we can make things easy, and let's see. So we could either say maybe your legacy gets you something. Maybe not sure if Lee should be allowed to keep his ill-gotten gain from prior adventures. Maybe one of the things he made was a vehicle. Maybe Mali can group fly you or something like that. I'd be willing to go there.
I don't know if Molly has enough accuracy to group fly for
you're like 2 out of 3 will get there safely every time. 2 out of 4.
I'm trying to think of what Rudy could do. Maybe. Oh gosh. And we kind of talked before about doing Ubers or Lyfts, but I didn't know if that was tongue in cheek or not.
Yeah, that's totally doable. I mean, and you know what? Think of it. This is Halcyon City. This is a city of heroes. Not all of whom can fly. There has to be like a super Uber that like gives you discounted rates.
You're totally right. Yes, you're totally right. Super Uber.
We can't call it Uber for trademarking purposes, but SU Subaru. Subaru. We'll figure that out later. This is good.
Cool. Super cabs. We'll call them super cabs.
Super cabs. Nice.
All right, so we call it super cab.
Yeah, it's there. It's like it's actually these are flying cars. And let's also say that they are like computer controlled.
Okay.
Okay. So there's an AI that pilots each of them. And you guys get picked up, and AI is generally kind of quiet, but like, greetings, supers. Please enter the vehicle and promptly close the doors. We'll be lifting off the ground in 10 seconds.
And
get it correctly.
Yeah.
Watch out for capes.
Watch out for capes. Awesome.
And before you know it, you're heading to the mall, the local Halcyon Mall.
Sweet.
Because they aren't creative in Halcyon City. Very sad. Very sad lack of creativity in naming things, but here we are. Cool. So yeah, you guys get there. The car lets you off. We'll say that for registered supers like you guys, this comes out of like a fund. That kind of like the rich Bruce Wayne types probably provide for, as like a charitable contribution / organization type dealio. Yeah, you guys are off at the mall, and sure as hell, there he is.
Is it dark?
What's that?
Is it dark?
It is getting dark. The sun's going down.
I meant because he's in the legacy, so he has shadow powers.
Yes. So yes, Night Stalker. Yeah. So he's in there, and once you actually get in the mall, you see he's basically like zipping through shadows. Like he goes up to the ceiling, unhinges a chandelier type thing, and it goes crashing down, and he zips away. You know, as the light goes away, the shadows increase up in the ceiling, and boom, he's over here. You know, putting a garbage can through a like a window, display window, that kind of thing. And yeah, so like you guys, I'm assuming you're gonna converge on him. What's your plan? Or do you want to assess the situation
I
or
definitely
pierce a
wanna do
mask?
that. Well, I'm gonna try and talk to him first.
Okay,
So I think Pierce the Mask is probably relevant.
okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, I'm like, Night Stalker, what are you doing?
And he turns to you, and he's a face you've seen regularly before. You know, he was one of the people who trained you in the legacy and whatnot. You guys are very close friends, and the look in his eyes tells you that's not him. This is
Mm,
not Night Stalker. You know, there's that quirk in his eye when he looks towards someone. There's that the way he walks, and it's just not him. He
looks like him, but
looks like
it's not.
him, and it, you know
No
what?
one's home.
Yeah, he has the same like the same scar you see just on the edge of his mask. You know, this is physically him, but it's not him. Something's going on. He just looks angry, and as you focus, his eyes start glowing green before he zips towards you guys.
I do want to roll Pierce the Mask, anyways.
Yeah.
Even if he's not a friendly.
No, you're
Or not
probably
so
you're
friendly
probably the
Night
best
Stalker.
one to do the move with.
Well, not with my roll, but we'll see.
All right, roll plus one name.
No, I'll take it. First, do we have team pool thing or not yet?
I'm not going to say that that's triggered yet.
Okay.
That's not yet triggered.
Yeah,
It's coming.
We'll let him kind of have me first. So I do get to ask one. I'm gonna say, since he's not really there, what are you planning?
What are you planning? The answer to that is probably bring terror to the mall. Bring down the Night Stalker name.
Do I hear that? Like, does he say something like that, just not in his voice?
No, we're gonna say this is more of
Through
the
the
feeling.
conversation. Okay.
It's not so much a conversation as he's just looking towards you. As he moves towards you guys. We'll say like he doesn't fly at you or anything. He's like one of those fast walks, those fast angry walks. He's like, ah, another three little ones to take down. Great. And it's his voice. It's his voice, like in a way that has like anger in it that you've never heard before, though. Again, very strange.
I'm actually going to probably attempt to defend the others, and I'm just gonna, walk up to him, sort of close the distance and say, you wouldn't hit one of your legacy.
Ooh. Well, it doesn't trigger the move. There's no immediate threat yet.
Okay.
He hasn't actually honestly thrown anything at you. He gets up to you guys and he reaches out a hand. Like so. Here. Sorry. I'm trying to look at you on this other screen while I'm like reaches out a hand. What
Do
do
you have
you
any
do?
idea what he's reaching out for?
It's like as if he wants your hand.
I will give it to him.
All right. As you do that, basically it's like what you see, and I'm assuming the guys are like, let's assume like a triangular pattern. They're behind you off to each side. As you take the hand, suddenly reality warps around both of you, all three of you guys. Like and suddenly you're not at the mall anymore, and Night Stalker is not there. You guys are alone. This is like a dark place, miasmic. You know,
Are we in the shadow dimension?
you're in. No, you would know the shadow dimension. This is not that. But it's miasmic dark. There's that green glow that seems to permeate from the back of things. And we'll start with Leech. Leech. Are you there, sir?
I am.
Cool.
Uh,
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
Leech. When you first started fighting crime, something didn't go the way it should have. What was that? What was that time? Something went wrong.
Something went wrong when I first started fighting crime.
Yeah, when you first
Um,
tried to be a hero, when you first broke away from your old ways, the ways of your family.
I had the hubris to think that I could take down some of the other members of my family who were not caught up in the operation that my immediate family got caught up in. So like I tried to take down my cousin or my uncle or something, and instead I got my ass whooped.
Gotcha. All right.
And as well as maybe chewing out from Night Stalker for like an unsanctioned, almost like a vigilante, even more so than superheroes already are.
All right. And where did that happen? Where did this occur?
I mean, this would have been in Halcyon City. Like he just, for a 15, 16-year-old, just totally did not think it through at all. Just brazenly walked up to his uncle's house and
Oh,
said,
damn.
I'm going to take you down. I'm switching sides and I'm going to take you down. And it just did not go well.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you guys see that same scene. You're already walked up to a house. Leech it's as if you can feel like that, that sensation on your knuckles that you just literally wrapped on a door just a
Yeah.
moment ago, just a blink of an eye ago. And the door opens, and you see your cousin's cousin. You see an uncle. You see these are people that you don't even recognize, and they start coming out of the building. They start coming towards the entrance. And now we will actually do a team setup. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe, let's see here. There you go. When enter battle against a dangerous foe, add 2 to the team pool. So you already had 1 automatically. That's 3. For this instance, I'd like to call Leech the leader. If
Makes
that
sense.
Okay.
that is what everyone else. Okay, so does the leader have influence over every teammate?
Yes. In this case, I do.
Okay, it's 4. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight? Probably don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think our purpose is pretty
let's
unclear.
let's say no on that one. So it's still 4. Does any team member mistrust the leader of the team?
Nope. Not me, anyways.
Not
No.
fully mistrust.
All right, so we're still at 4. If your team is ill prepared or off balance, remove a team. It definitely is. So we're going to say 3 team to start with here.
Okay.
So yeah, they kind of rush out into like the front room of this house. You see, you're the only one, Leech, who can really see the whole scene. But they kind of form up, and it's about then that you notice that your costume is also transformed. You're no longer a purple Vanguard at the moment. You're wearing your old costume that you used to when you waged crime with your family. What does that look like?
Oh gosh. Let's see. As a villain, his name would have been Bloodsucker,
Oh,
and it would have been, let's see. His family's colors are probably like um, red and black with some white accents. So it would probably be like a mostly red bodysuit, black, like say on the arms and legs, white accents on the boots and gloves, with a full helmet instead of just a mask.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you guys notice this too. Just as the door opens, you notice his costume is not yours. But you guys can all hear from the sound from in one the cousin that's closest to you. We'll call him John. He starts walking towards you. They're all in full costume also. They're like, "Come on, bloodsucker! All you gotta do, just turn your back on those other losers. Come back with us. You can have a family again. You can be part of something bigger than yourself. What do you think?"
But what about them?
Hey, they're just casualties of war, or they will be in a second, right, boys? You hear that?
What are you guys all doing here?
We're here to take you back.
Back to what? There's nothing. You're falling apart.
One of the other guys,
My parents were just the tip of the iceberg.
one of the other guys steps forward, and he actually pushes past you if you'll allow him, and kind of waves his hand at the other two, like, they're nothing. Just let him go, and you get to
What do
have
you
all
mean?
this back.
I turn to my light. You gonna stand for this? I'm not.
I'm so confused right now. I don't know. Why would I want to come back to this? You're everything that I despise now. I hated that part of my life. I never wanted to be in that life to start with. I mean, I miss you guys and I love you guys, but that's not the kind of person I want to be.
All right. And with that, your uncle John, he's kind of shakes his head, looks you up and down. Looks like you really did leave the family, boyo. And he'll go to push you backwards so that you're outside the house with the rest of the guys. And there's like another cousin pushes his way out. The others are they come out of the door and they're more like watching from the porch of this house, like this is about to be a spectacle.
Hmm.
And let's see here. I'm going to have first of all, since this is a tough thing going on here, I'm actually going to have as well as a physical thing because your uncle's about to slam you in the chest.
Sweet.
Leech, take a powerful blow. So roll plus conditions.
Do conditions carry over from session to session?
I'm going to say no in this case. They will potentially in the future, but you can clear whatever conditions are on the board right now.
Since enough time has passed?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm rolling +0. Did it do it? No. Oh, there it is. Hit. 9.
That's not the good one. You don't want a 9 on
No,
this one.
I know.
All right. Let's see here. On a 9, choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. That's one possibility. Give your ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity, or struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions.
I'm
mean-
gonna struggle past the pain and take conditions of angry and insecure.
Cool.
That's about when you hear Wraith go, I don't know if these fools are real, but can we start punching?
Yes, please.
Violet Vanguard formation!
Now that'd be cool if you had such a thing.
We need to have a formation and a battle cry.
Yeah. You get into what you think is formation, and we're
Right.
just standing, staring at each other like, now what is he doing?
Hey,
Why
I
is
gotta
it
do
needed
something
that
while
I
you guys
don't-
are in school. Somebody's gotta actually make the group look cool.
All right. What do you guys do?
Formation of one.
So I am gonna lash out and directly engage my uncle
Okay.
in retaliation.
All right. Go ahead. Roll plus danger. And tell us what that looks like. What does it look like when you're approaching? Are you like literally going to plant one on his face? Are you going straight for your powers? Or you're sucking life out of him potentially? Or what's your goal here?
I want to so the idea is that I want to super punch him in the face by sort of inverting my power. So rather than absorbing vitality, I want to use it to create extra inertia behind the punch. I want to
Okay.
kind of reverse the flow, reverse the polarity, basically, on my power.
Interesting. All right. Let's go for it.
Cool. Plus danger.
Roll plus danger.
Hit a
All right.
9.
Yep. So pick one.
Definitely going to be create an opportunity. So I'm, opening him up, knocking him off balance, so that Molly or Wraith can come in and do a 1-2 punch.
Okay. So I'll say you basically punch him in the face. You get the super punch in, and he goes flying back through the door. As he does so, he's able to touch your arms enough as to almost like block it to suck a little of your life away. So I'm going to have you take one more powerful blow.
Okay. Full hit.
Oh no! All right.
All right. Let's see. Choose one.
So you must remove yourself from the situation.
Yep.
Fully
So
pass out. Lose control of yourself, your powers in some terrible way. Or 2 from the 7 to 9 list.
I'm angry and insecure at the moment. So I'm definitely going to lash out and give some ground.
Okay.
So I lash out at Molly. I totally had that set up for you. How are you so freaking blind?
Do you have influence over Molly?
Yes, I think I do. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and we'll do just sorry for all the rolling here. We'll kind of get this going. So go ahead and let's see, lash up verbally. Let's see. Yeah. So
It's just the
provoke.
second. Actually, it's just the second part, isn't it? Because when you lash out verbally, you either provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, which didn't quite match his words, or take advantage of your influence to just inflict a condition.
Okay. So which did you want to do? You want to
Oh,
what
I see.
condition do you want to give? Either
I see.
A, you're going to try to provoke Molly into doing something foolhardy, using a provoke, or 2, just inflict a condition and be done with it.
Probably to inflict guilty.
Oh, guilty. All right, mark guilty,
Nice.
Molly. And again, we'll clear conditions from last time just to get the ball rolling. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
And then the second one was give some ground.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you probably kind of maybe backflip away or something like that. You're kind of out of reach of anyone at this point. Yeah, so the guy basically crashes into this house, and it's just you guys internally as teenagers, you every time something breaks around you, it's like, oh my god, am I gonna have to pay for this? Is it my fault? Being superheroes are all things are always getting destroyed around you. But yeah, so yeah, the dude flies back, and you guys, the other guys don't see him. You guys each have a cousin of some variety advancing on you. That reddish, whitish costume that each of them wears, getting closer. and they both neither of them have masks on. They have what looks like face paint for these two guys, and it's just everything is like dark and red and like there's white around the eyes to kind of make it look more horrifying, and they get these big black-lipped smiles as they're advancing on you guys. And it's
I
like,
would like to taunt one to rush me so that I can put a portal in front of myself and have him walk through it.
all right, let's see. You really can't provoke.
No.
Um, let's see. That is a good one. I haven't. That's an interesting situation. Not sure
Yeah,
what
I
it
don't
triggers.
technically have, anything to make him susceptible to my words.
Gotcha. Let's do this. Do an unleash. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Now, you're changing your environment. You're putting up these portals.
Yeah, my goal is to put a portal in front of him and it you know, up here, like, 3 houses down
Sure. Yeah. Roll a freak.
on the house. Freak.
10.
Second, but it is a 10. Let's see. On a hit, I do it.
Cool.
There we go.
So describe what that looks like.
So maybe as he's taking a step towards me, in 1 second, the next, there's just this opaque, blackness that forms between us, and his boot goes, through it, and he soon follows, but he doesn't come out the other side, and maybe you hear like a little pop in the distance, a few houses down, and he's like on the chimney or something.
Cool. Yeah. He, in a blink of an eye, suddenly he's up there and like strangely afraid of heights and terrified and screaming his freaking head off. Not so terrifying to the onlooker anymore. Mali, the guy that's advancing on you, he's just like, all you gotta do is lean behind. You don't have to take a beating. What
I
do
would
you do?
establish a storm in the entire general area.
There is now.
Ooh.
I will hit everyone with wintry winds.
Wintry winds. Cool. What is that? Is that one of your burns, or we have to get you all souped
Nope.
up already?
I am telling you what I want to do. You tell me what I need to roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what you told me to do last time.
Okay. I have to get more familiar with your burns. Let's look at. Oh crap.
Because as I understood it, I have regular powers and then I have burns.
Yep. I just want to see if any of those burns would better apply right now. So good point. Let's see, y'all.
I have reality, storm, moat, overcharge, and elemental awareness at burn. Where's flare?
Gotcha. Let's see, y'all.
I mean, you could do it with overcharge, but I don't think you technically need burn to do it.
Let's see.
Or it's overcharge would just allow you to get a 10 plus on the roll.
Let's see here. Do you want to call that let's call it a reality storm? So maybe let's charge you up.
Ooh.
Not like the worst thing I can do though.
Let's see. Oh.
Reality storm is pretty bad. I think if he just wants to use his normal weather powers, that he could do it as an unleash, or he can even directly engage without using any of his burn.
Okay, yeah, let's go that way.
It's just his burn just makes him very potent when he does it.
Cool. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what is the best for this one. So I just want to read Reality Storm real quick. Reality Storm, you channel a destructive burst with your powers. When one burn to directly engage a threat, using your powers, rolling freak instead of danger. Okay, so that gives you that ability.
It's the last part that's the problem.
Yeah, if you do, you'll cut out zone to collateral damage unless you spend another burn. Gotcha. All right, yeah, let's just directly engage then. So roll plus danger, please.
Any bonus or penalty?
That should already be factored in if you let's see about your you did take insecure.
The only
No,
condition I have
guilty.
right now is guilty.
Oh, guilty. I'm sorry. Let's see. Guilty. -2 provoke or assess. Yeah, you're not doing any of those. And the sheet automatically factors that in anyway. Oop, very cool. Nice. All right. So pick 2 and describe what this looks like.
I am calling down winds from wherever it's coming from to flatten them to the ground with freezing cold frost and ice.
Nice. Are we talking like middle of a blizzard where you can't see 3 feet in front of you type of frost and cold, or?
Yeah. Do like little swirling columns of snow and frost around them.
Nice. All right. Pick 2 from the list.
I will take away their ability to walk.
That's perfect.
Sweet.
They have to fight their way against the wind and the cold and the ice if they want to move.
All right. Okay. What's the other one?
I would
I would suggest
frighten the.
resist or avoid their blows, or else you're going to take potentially another complication.
Yeah, I'll go with resist or avoid.
All right, cool. So yeah, you make your wintry blizzard air. Just suddenly, the winds gather up. You can actually hear it, and just a split second, suddenly everyone can see their breath, and suddenly they see little whirlwinds of vapor as it crystallizes and engulfs those guys that are outside, and they're just flung to the ground, unable to get up at this point.
I'm sorry. What were you saying again?
Nice. So actually, let's while we're looking at this. So clearing conditions, a couple ways to do that. Either do the thing that clears it, like so. So for guilty, make your sacrifice to absolve your guilt, that kind of thing. Or you guys will have some time eventually to comfort or support. So just putting it out there for clearing conditions for the session.
Yeah,
Cool.
I forgot about that because it's not on the character sheet.
So cool. Yeah, those guys are down there, and you can see Mali. You can see the face of the guy. You can tell that you've seen this look before, having been a superhero for a while now. The look that says, he was totally ready to stomp on your face, and suddenly he can't believe that he can't move, and that he's ready to cry for mommy type of thing. So yeah, he's definitely out of this one and humiliated. It's obvious from looking at his face.
In your face, anime.
On the inside, you can see your Leech. You can see your uncle coming out again, and he's like, "You used to have a family. We used to be together. You can still be together. Come in the house."
I'm not even sure that you're really my uncle. So just can it, all right? And I reach in and I just pull the door closed while I'm on the outside.
Cool. All right, door closes, and suddenly, reality switches around you again. Mali, same question. When you first started fighting crime, something went wrong. What was it?
All I can think about is destruction and killing people.
I mean,
Okay.
as a Nova,
Sounds
that's
like a Nova.
pretty
Yeah.
seems
All
right
right.
up there.
Be
Like when I
more
first started
specific.
out, I had no control over anything.
Maybe it was your powers that took out most of the amusement park.
I kind of think that's what happened.
Gotcha.
That maybe there were actually still people that were working there at the time when it happened, and
Oh,
it wasn't exactly open to the public, but like employees were there, like getting it ready
hmm
when it all went down.
I mean,
Gotcha.
it'd be better if you hurt them and not killed them, but
I will hurt them enough.
For the moment. So yes.
Someone lost a leg.
Gotcha. Well, okay. So things switch, and suddenly you're at the amusement park, and it looks like just after some horrible catastrophe has just hit. you guys recognize the area. There used to be like this is where all the concessions were gathered, you know, all the little trucks with the cotton candy and the popcorn and everything, and around it was all the, you know, as you go further out of the rides and the games and stuff. But this is like the concessions area. And you're standing, all three of you guys are standing in this mangled area where like the thing that used to be that cotton candy truck is now literally ripped open in half and folded over on itself and flung that way. Somewhere something caught on fire and there's like a smoldering burnt rubber and metal smell in the air.
I was gonna say you smell burned almonds.
Burned almonds. It sounds kind of good for a second. But yeah. You
We've
do
been here.
Yeah. You see several things. The you like you can see like there's already like a helicopter light flashing down, you know, like kind of assess damage. You hear, you know, what must be emergency services, the sirens in the distance. What do you call it? You do also see several people. There are three different people. One in particular is a person who looks like they used to be on the ground, but now they're kind of blown. They got lifted up and blown into, basically they're right now holding on to part of the wrecked what do you call it, roller coaster, holding on for dear life. You see a second one, a little kid, is kind of like behind one of the big kind of like animal play statues things. Luckily on the opposite side of it, but still bloody nose, and like there's this soot and stuff covering her face, and she's little girl, maybe 6, just completely terrified. And you see another kid, a woman, maybe, you know, 15, 16 years old, kind of lying on the ground, not too far away. She's wearing a kind of like the, you know, the people who clean up the garbage, you know, kind of like wearing like that smock, you know, with the reflective gear on it. And you see those are the three people you see, and they're all the one up on the Ferris on the roller coaster screaming. The little girl is silent and but like those crying those silent tears, and the person laying on the ground is just kind of obviously in shock. What do you do?
Ollie's going to have himself a little psychotic moment for it.
All right,
Ooh.
take a powerful blow. Roll plus conditions.
I'm just crying and kind of watching everything.
Aw.
Wow. Oh,
You got this. Oop. All right, 9. Choose one from the list. Lash out, give ground, or struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions.
I'm actually going to give ground because I wasn't.
Perfect. Excellent, that works. Yeah, so describe what you're doing. Are you just like in tears right now? You dropped your knees? What's this look like? Taking this powerful blow.
Exactly, probably what it would look like. He would drop to his knees, crying.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Go ahead.
sorry.
What was going like in the real scene, if this isn't? What went through Molly's head? I mean, why was it like just total terror? Was it terror or guilt? Which would you say is like the top one? I'm not going to inflict any condition on you. Got past that, but I'm curious as to what is more heavily in your mind at this point.
Probably terror. Because probably didn't at that point didn't actually know the extent to his powers.
Gotcha.
The full extent.
Cool. All right, what are you other guys doing right now as you see your teammate just drop like this in tears, and these people?
Um, I think after the last two scenes, I'll sort of, take point on this, and I'm like, I'll get the one on the coaster. See if you can help these two. Pointing to the two other girls.
All right.
Excellent.
And I'm
What's it
going to
look
make
like?
myself a portal to the top of the coaster and see if I can help this person up.
Cool. All right. Let's see here.
Maybe I'm trying to defend them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's from immediate threat. Let's call it an immediate threat. Sure. Yeah, so you get up there, you go through your dark portal, and you reach down, and this woman, this young lady, is just terrified and on the verge. You can see she's on the verge of just like letting go.
Yeah,
Go
I'm like,
ahead.
take my hand. Just take my hand.
Right, and and you can, the wind's blowing. It's this, everything in this poor young lady's mind is this.
It's a wooden coaster. It's shaking a little bit.
Oh God.
Exactly. It's like,
Stuff-
give me my hand.
Those seem dangerous on the best of days, let alone on a bad storm.
All
So
right.
I will roll Savior.
Yep, roll plus savior. Holy
And a
crap, you guys
full
are rolling
hit.
incredibly today. No
Of course,
advancements for you.
no experience for anyone.
Right.
Let's see. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. I don't have any conditions. I'm going to add a team to the pool.
So that makes it 4, I believe.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, yeah, so describe what happens. She'll definitely take your hand.
She's slipping. She finally just, reaches out and grabs my hand. I'm not exactly the strongest person, but I'm not weak either. But, I managed to, haul her up and, grab her and, get her on top of the coaster. And, most roller coasters have like little stairs, right next to them,
Yeah,
especially
like a
on the
like a
hills and
ladder type of
stuff. And,
thing, right?
and, you see me, escorting her down as I, check on my friend, my teammates to make sure nothing awry is happening.
All right. Leech, what are you doing?
I'm going after the other ones.
Okay.
That
Which one?
were.
You go after one or the other.
Oh, I thought they were together for some reason.
They're further apart.
Okay. Um, what were their position situations then?
One was little terrified, like little kid, the bloody nose and soot all over her face and body as she sits on like the far side of a big like animal statue, and the other one is like a carnival garbage worker, like 16-ish, just lying on her back in what looks like shock.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the little girl first.
Okay. All right.
All right.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna check her, see if she's injured at all. But primarily, comfort and support. Ask her where her parents are or whoever she came here with. See if we can reunite her.
Okay.
Escort her over to the police presence, whatever.
Gotcha. All right. Roll mundane. Roll plus mundane. Let's do
All
that.
right. Oh, 4.
Yes, you
No.
hear you're not my daddy.
I
I
come
want
across as
my
much scarier than I am.
dad. She raised past like, yeah, I want my daddy. I want my daddy. And she starts running for the periphery of the crowd.
At least she's in the crowd. She's not up here by herself anymore.
Yeah. So as that's happening, the woman lying on the ground is she wasn't. Suddenly she's lying right next to where Mali is on his knees. And she reaches out, just terrified, shaking hand. She probably has little tiny cuts and whatnot. She's mostly in shock here. Maybe some other injuries you don't see. But she like reaches out, touches your hand, and she says, "Why would you keep going on being a trying to be a hero when this is what happens.
And all Molly says is, I'm so sorry. He just keeps saying, I'm sorry over.
All right. This is let's see here. So Wraith, you've brought the woman down. You're now kind of back at base camp, if you will. You see, this is the scene you see. Like Molly is just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I think I go over to Molly and, try and help him up. I'm like, don't be sorry. Fix it like you did before.
But if I fix it, I'll just break it again.
But you fixed it before. This already happened to us. You grew. You learned from it. And I think I'm trying to comfort and support him.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
Leech comes over too and assists, aids you in that effort. You rebuilt it. We will rebuild it. It'll, as many times as it breaks again, we will be there to help you rebuild it.
But all the destruction is inside me. I carry it with me.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna roll mundane.
Yep. Roll plus mundane. Wraith. You definitely triggered comfort and
And
support.
hopefully if I need a team,
Yep.
that's what
Yeah.
Leech is there for.
Oh,
I
don't
do,
think
but
a team.
unfortunately it's not enough.
Right.
It's not enough.
Sorry, I can't give you 3, team.
All right. Let's see here. So you're already guilty, right?
To me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Molly is guilty, yes?
Yeah.
Let's also add insecure.
I was gonna say, shouldn't the fail affect me?
The miss affects the world.
Ah, okay.
What was Leech going to say? Or what did Leech say?
Leech was basically like it. Oh shoot, how did I put it? If it doesn't matter if it gets destroyed again, we'll be there to help you rebuild it. And then he said, but it doesn't matter. The destruction is inside me.
What do you follow up with?
But our friendship is inside you too.
Go ahead and comfort support. Roll plus mundane. You're trying your damnedest to be there for him.
I really am.
That's the important part.
Well,
That's what
I
counts
feel
here.
I feel a little guilty about lashing out at him 10 minutes ago.
But not guilty for the racial slur you said.
Well, yes. Also, that's like an underlying guilt that underlies everything that I say and do.
Yes. Oh, and also,
Oh fudge!
Christ. So, if just in case, Leech, you forgot to mark it, you now have 2 potential to mark,
That's I just marked my second one.
and Cage has 1. Did you mark
Yep.
your potential?
I did.
So yeah, the woman lying there, she starts to like quiver. Her whole body starts to get cold. You can see that you have her hands on you. It definitely feels colder and colder. And she's kind of looks in your eyes. She's like, "Are you a hero or are you not a hero? You decide." It's like, "We need to get that woman to a hospital." You hear out of the background as the people are kind of starting to filter back in after this thing happens. You see like carnival workers, "Get her to the hospital." And now this is the point where I'm actually going to have Mali roll plus mundane to pierce the girl's mask. Strange that is. Or was that your move? Did you already just do that?
Yep.
Oh wow, you're really quick. I'm impressed. All right, mark potential again. You guys are kicking some ass here on the advancements. You guys are gonna be like full-fledged superheroes before the end of the session.
We'll just
Got
be in jail.
yeah. So the guy, the first guy comes up. He's like this kind of skinny 50-year-old guy with the mustache. He looks like he's like in charge. He's like, "We saw it happened. We saw it happened." He looks towards Molly in particular. Can you get her to the hospital?
I can destroy her. I could send her flying through the air and hopefully she lands there. Everything I touch turns to shit.
No. All right, take a powerful blow.
Hmm.
Oh, now
Oh my
you get
gosh.
the hit. All right, choose one. You're basically losing it here.
Skip ground.
All right. Yeah. So, uh, as you kind of lose your willpower there, the woman takes her hand off you, and you guys see Mali's eyes glow green, and then suddenly he's gone. Whoosh. And now, Wraith. Something when you first started fighting crime, something bad happened. Something went wrong. What was it?
It's one of those typical alley fights that superheroes have because they don't want to harm strangers. Um, but I, like opened a portal and like left it open too long, and a shadow creature came out.
Damn.
Nice.
And started, raising hell, so to speak.
No pun intended. So, yeah, this is the site you guys see. There, you and Leech, just Wraith and Leech alone, are standing there, and this you could see the portal is like about to close, and then these claws come through, and like pull it open, and suddenly this thing comes through. It looks almost like a something a cross between like a pterodactyl and a gargoyle type of looking creature.
Nice.
And as it pulls out of the portal, it looks to you, Wraith, and he says, this thing talks like this. This beak opens and closes as it talks in this horrible demon voice. He's like, "I'm what gives you your power. Don't fight against me, boy. Join me, and you get more powerful. You can do whatever you want. You can save the world. You can destroy it. You can serve it or be its king. But just embrace me. Take me within you. Let my power build on yours. And you'll be more powerful than any other in your legacy has ever been." And he starts walking towards both of you in this really messed up way. He doesn't walk so much as like he's like kind of like a lurches
Yeah,
because his feet
like
are
a
not
penguin
made.
hop.
Yeah, his feet are not made for this walking thing on solid ground thing. You can see like the wings with the claws at the end of them are, kind of going out to like give it balance as it moves, and starts hop walking, lurching towards the two of you. What do you do?
Like, no, I can control you. I can send you back. And I'm gonna try and send it back through another portal.
All right, go ahead and unleash. Actually, you know what? First, I want you
Take
to,
a powerful blow.
yeah, let's take a powerful blow first. He's offering you the thing that you want. I think I'm not sure if it's most, but in a way, it's like on your top three of the things you want in your world is to be powerful, to show that you're
Well,
worthy of the
right.
legacy. that you can hack this whole superhero thing, even though you don't even know why you were chosen. This kind of like the dark side. He's giving you the chance to skip past all this teenage crap and go straight for the big leagues and be that influential guy and show your legacy that you deserve this. But
So,
yeah,
would you consider this a powerful blow from someone with far greater power than me?
yeah, let's go for it.
Because I have a move for that.
Yeah, I'll say this is this is an interdimensional being
Okay.
that's the
So I will roll plus savior. I'm using my never give up, never surrender.
excellent.
Which gives
Holy
me
crap!
that is a kapow.
Alrighty.
Is that random words or do they just show up?
I think I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
see.
because
Oh no, it's
full hits on 10, 11.
miss.
So yeah, I think kapow is for over 13 probably.
Yeah. So this is
So on a hit, I stand strong and I choose one. I'm going to get an opportunity opening against my attacker.
okay. And what does that look like?
I think this is a demon, type creature that isn't used to, like not getting its way.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I'm challenging it causes it to step back, partially through the portal, and it needs to struggle to be, pulled back in.
Okay, so it's like almost like that interdimensional wind sucking it backwards.
Right. Yep, like an airplane portal, hole in the airplane type thing.
Right, exactly. That's cool. Excellent.
But it's probably still there, but it's now it needs to fight it.
Gotcha. Leech, what are you doing as you see this thing get pushed back towards the portal, starting to get sucked in? What are you up to?
Yeah. I see he's trying to push it back through. So I'm going to let's see.
Let's see. You could engage. Let's see. Unleash. Those are opportunities. There's not much else that you're going to trigger.
I think I'm just gonna go for the straight up punch in the gut.
All right.
Wraith's already got him halfway through. I'm just gonna finish the job.
Cool. All right. All right. Roll plus danger.
10.
Damn.
All right. So I'm going to take their grip on the edge of the portal away from it so it flies back and avoid its blows as it lashes out at me as it gets sucked back through.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, that's exactly what you see. The thing gets sucked in, and it's like by this point the portal has been closing, and just like getting sucked out through that hole in the airplane, it kind of this large thing impossibly gets sucked in through this tinier opening, crushing its little bitty demon parts and mashing it through as it goes. When you hear this, it's a sound that echoes like in your minds, both of you as well as your ears, this like scream of defeat, and it's just like it permeates your being for just a second, and suddenly you guys find yourself back at the mall. Lying on their backs right now are Night Stalker and Mali. Their eyes are still have that green glow, but it's like they've collapsed. And behind them, you see a super villain that you guys recognize as Shame.
Okay.
He has this like kind of like nimbus of black energy around him, and as you guys come back into this reality, if you will, you see him collapse to his knees, and he reaches out towards like one of the banisters railing on the right over like the central area on the mall, and that black nimbus fades away, and you see this kind of you know pathetic-looking middle-aged guy, in a t-shirt and shorts and some sneakers, and he's just on the verge of passing out. He's doing everything he can just to hold on to that banister, and he looks at both of you and basically slowly slips and falls straight on his face unconscious. And at that point, you guys see like the green glow fade from Night Stalker and Molly's eyes, and both find themselves conscious again and seeing the scene around them. The mall has been cleared out ever since Night Stalker kind of started doing his thing, and so there's nobody around, though the super police are outside. You can hear like again like the standard sounds in the background, the various sirens, the sounds of megaphones and people trying to organize to like support the supers once they get done with their business. And yeah, so Night Stalker, he sits up, he kind of pushes himself to one side and pushes him up, and he sees Wraith, and then he looks around and he sees the other two members of the Vanguard, and looks to Shame, and he recognizes him. You've it's a rarely seen thing for him to be without his powers, but here he is, and he just looks. He's like, "I failed, didn't I?" He looks towards Wraith as he says that.
I I'm sort of at a loss for words, and I'm like, let's just say you didn't take him out before he used his powers. And I sort of look at the like the display of like mannequins, and the one window that's all destroyed because garbage cans have been pushed through it, and the chandelier, those humongous thing. I'm like you did some damage before we showed up.
And he at this point he turns to he sees Mali, who I'm assuming is picking himself off the ground at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of he's an adult. He's a fully fledged, honest to goodness superhero. He approaches you, and you can see just like you're kind of regaining your strength. You're coming back to consciousness. That energy is kind of coming back into your body, and he comes towards you, and he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, hand on the other shoulder, and gets you closer. And he's like, "Happens to the best of us, buddy." And he's kind of gives you kind of like a half nod. Turns like, "Why don't you guys get out of here? I have some explaining it to the authorities to do. I'd rather you guys not be around when this happens. The Vanguard doesn't need to answer for any of this."
I do. I'm obligated by law to stay.
And this is where we cut that scene. The perfect comedic moment to end it up. Perfect. So we cut to the hideout, or is it the hideout, or is it the
I guess it would be considered a hideout, but we probably just call it the lemon tree. Was it a lemon tree, or was it
A
the
pinkberry.
Some froyo place.
Pinkberry? Yeah, the pinkberry.
it's a
Pinkberry.
pinkberry.
Yep.
Cool.
We always say, "Well, we'll meet you up at Pinkberry," and then nobody ever sees us at the Pinkberry account. It's really weird.
All right, yeah, we'll cut to the Pinkberry, and Molly is probably still a bit shaken from the whole incident. This is,
Molly is sitting on the roof watching the roiling clouds overhead.
Nice. Are you guys joining him? Or are you guys getting your froyo on?
I prepare a froyo, an individual portion for Molly, and take it up to him, along with
I'll
my
go
own.
up too.
Nice. And yeah, and as a note, I established with Adam that Nyx is on, or Natalie is on kind of a camping vacation with her foster family. It's kind of like one of those get back to, get away from everything, get back to nature type of things. Nature heals all, and this is the idea was to introduce her to what a normal family maybe is like, theoretically. So that's where Nyx is at for this episode, and it's legit because she came in with like a real note from a real parent with a real signature on it and that kind of
Wow.
stuff, which is insanity, I know. But so we find our three of our heroes on the roof of the Froyo, looking at the stars, looking at the dark clouds go by.
Oh, the dark clouds boiling up in the sky right now.
What do you do?
I think we should toast our Froyos to um, to failures and learning from them. Clink.
It's a silent time.
It's a silent toast. Yeah.
Does Molly participate?
Yeah, he'll say, it's like if today proved anything, it shows that not only am I destructive, I'm also a liability when it comes to anything affecting the mind.
I'm not sure that's. Are we going to call that participating in a celebration? Or I don't think I can. I don't feel right about that.
I personally don't feel like celebrating any of this.
All right.
So I was like, I don't really know how to celebrate this because I didn't win anything.
Right. Well, and that's perfectly fine. That's awesome.
But are you then sharing a vulnerability?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, which you just did. Good call.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So let's look at what that triggers. Thank you, Steve. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, tell them how they could stop you. If it came down to it, how they could stop you if it came down to it. Give them influence over you and clear a condition. Those are one of them that you would ask that of, Molly.
Is this somewhere on this page?
Yeah, it's on your
so
playbook.
It's under the team moves. It's the second little paragraph.
Team move.
Yeah,
No, it's actually on your playbook on
Nova's playbook.
on the Nova playbook.
Yep. Do you see it on my screen, or
And I think in your character sheet there is actually a team move section as well. Or maybe I just put mine in. Never mind.
Yeah. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, tell them how they stop you. Team.
Yeah, this is a perfect moment of vulnerability. And who would you choose to say this to out of the two of them?
It would be Wraith.
Excellent. So yeah, ask it. Make your move. Or say it.
I, hmm. You could shoot me.
No, just say it. Let's roleplay. Can roleplay. Hey, if it came down to it, if I was out of control.
You can figure out something to do to take me down. Since I don't know how my powers work. I don't know how to stop myself other than self-control right now.
All right. That's fair.
So if it comes right down to it,
sure, I could push you through one of my portals, but you'll figure this out. You have the most power of any of us.
A lot of that good it does.
All right. Does Wraith already have influence over you?
I do have influence over Molly, so I will shift labels. Let's go.
I don't have you down as having influence over me. I have Nix and Leech as influence over
No,
me.
those are people who you have influence over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I do have influence over you. I'm going to let's. I don't think you're a danger, so I'm going to shift your danger down and your mundane.
Cool. All right, go ahead and do so. And as long as that doesn't take you beyond +3 or below -2.
What is it?
Danger down, mundane up.
Okay.
Excellent. And clear condition.
All right.
What are you clearing?
Guilty.
Guilty? Cool. So yeah, the froyo, doesn't taste quite as accurate as you thought it would.
Sweet.
It's made a little sweeter like it should be.
Processed chemicals.
From processed chemicals. That's what keeps us alive. But
I was gonna say we're still using the stores that they had, when this place was, originally, abandoned. We just pull them out of the back, put them through the machine,
Has a
bam,
nice
froyo.
flavor.
all right. So I'm not going to call this a sharing, group or sharing of victory type of thing, but it's a quiet night on the rooftop at the froyo. So it's a hard pill to swallow to actually, realize that as up and coming supers, you all have things to learn yet. You're not ready for the big teams, the big leagues. There's definitely room for growth. That for any teenager, that's a hard pill to swallow, no matter what the hell we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think I'll definitely point out, Shane even got Night Stalker. I mean, we're not invincible, but we are stronger together.
Yeah.
I see a Captain Planet moment
Teamwork.
coming on here.
Actually, that's the anthem, stronger alone, stronger together, or something like that.
Okay, I'll take your word for that one. Awesome. So yeah, it's a quiet night. It's an introspective, quiet night with Froyo, preserving chemicals, looking at the sky, wondering what comes next. And why don't you guys take 5? I'll give you 5.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
And we're back, boys and girls. All right, when last we left our introspective adventurers, they were dining on froyo and sadness. Oop, can't hear you, Josh. Are you muted, Josh?
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Excellent. We'll cut ahead. It's like probably like a couple nights later. You guys are maybe it's almost like bedtime for superheroes. Do they have underoos in Halcyon City? I don't know. Do you wear them? I'm not sure. But what the heck?
I don't think any of them
What?
anymore.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore in any universe. No universe has underoos, as wonderful as they were. And you guys wore them. Come on now. Don't lie to me now.
Actually, underoos were the underpants that I wished I could have. I just got boring Fruit of the Looms.
Oh, it's a little sad inside.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yes, you guys are about to head to bed. By the way, I just want to follow up for Wraith. Your mentor's mentor,
Captain Midnight.
Captain Midnight, gave you like high marks for doing what you did. You know that Night Stalker is going to have to take some crap for this, for failing, for not making it when he is a full-fledged superhero. So
And
there's
that's saying a lot because Captain Midnight's the more crankier of the two.
exactly. He's kind of like Spock, where you're adequate is like which is incredibly high praise. So he basically told you were passable, but you're getting there, boy, type of thing. So and Night Stalker is taking some crap from the Legacy for what happened there. In fact, he showed up in like the newspapers with him photoshopped to a picture of next to the shattered glass and the chandelier and stuff like that. And strangely, you guys are just a footmark in any news article that pops up. What's that saying? The only thing better than seeing a hero succeed is seeing one fail. We all want to see the heroes fall.
I didn't draw yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, pardon me. So yeah, you guys are kind of footnotes there. Violet Vanguard makes it. No specific names of heroes, no actions. Really, there was no one there to report on anything except the major damage that Night Stalker kind of came forward and took responsibility for, that kind of thing. But yeah, you guys are about to hit the hay. It's been a long day. A couple days later, you guys are kind of still rebounding from the moments that shame put you guys through. Having to kind of face your failures times several. These were not the scenes that you remember as you remember them. They were worse, all of them. And so it's a it's a tough thing to recover from for an adult, much less a teenager who has all those other things to worry about. That kind of thing. But you guys get suddenly you hear purple rain. You're all about to kind of turn off the lights for the night, call it a day, and suddenly purple rain starts playing. And this is something that being an adult, the Night Stalker doesn't normally try to abuse your guys' sleep schedule. Realizes you're high school students, etc. So to get purple rain at this hour is unusual, generally speaking. But basically you see like the little blurb pop up, and you see a picture, and the picture this is a picture that rocks Mali to his core. He sees a picture of of a woman on the wharfs, like while your ship, the ships, come in to port and that kind of thing, and all the traffic, all the cranes that lift the things, all the shipping containers being moved here to there and transported by semi. This is the scene on the wharf, the the dock area of the city, and it's this picture of this woman, and she's the center of this like nimbus of spinning everything. It's like it's like a tornado around her that's lifting things off the ground and keeping them lifted off the ground almost. It's swirling around her, and it's growing. There's destruction that's starting to spread from her as the epicenter. And as Mali kind of does the pinch and move, he recognizes it as the woman from this quasi memory that he was put through. The woman who he found at on the ground at the amusement park after the accident. And without a doubt, that's her.
Curiouser and curious.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all saw her at least once.
Yeah. So I mean,
But I thought she was just like a phantom big Newton of my imagination.
right? Leech is texting Molly. Like, that's her, right?
Like, it has to be.
Was she really there that day?
I don't really remember. I thought it was all made up.
So
What do you do?
can we do facial recognition, a database, hack into a database and do a facial recognition scan?
Do we have an AI?
Are there super versions of that?
Not for purposes of this. That's more
Okay.
like the game wants you to kind of be there
Sure.
type of thing.
Okay.
So you can definitely assess the situation or pierce a mask, but you're gonna want to actually get there first, and then we
Okay.
can worry about tripping moves and stuff like that. Busted moves. Excuse me.
How far can Ray teleport? His thing.
So I was thinking of that last scene. I think like if it's within line of sight, he can just pretty much do it. But
Like
if it
Nightcrawler?
was like teleporting to like where you are, because I don't know where the shadows are, that sort of thing. It's fuzzy. It's one of those things he'd have to dig deep and try. With probably semi-disastrous consequences if he fails.
Right.
Like, I mean, it could be simple. I could just end up in, like your grandmother's bedroom, or it
In
could
her
be
bed.
complicated and I could be like, in the middle of the sky, who knows?
Sure.
Or both of you could be there.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't usually just portal long distances.
Okay.
But I'm sure there'll be a time where he needs to. So he's like, he texts the, I'm on his way as he, takes, a pile of laundry from, the bottom of his bed and, shoves it under the covers and, kind of makes a person out of it with, headphones, on top by the pillow. And then goes out
scene.
out the window. Well, he probably just portals out, but
I would text that I'm on my way as well.
and that way the window's still closed.
Off from the roof of the apartment building.
I would text Anne and George and say, "This is where I'll be."
Duty calls. Leaving.
Duty calls. I have my GPS on if you need to track me.
Yeah, are you always low jacked, Leech?
I think I have to be. I think I have to be.
Is it like, did you swallow something, or is it like actually affixed to you, like an ankle bracelet, or what is it?
Maybe it's built into his costume.
Hmm.
Like they wanted it if he's going to be leeching, if he's going to be leech at all, then he will be tracked. So
Cool. Excellent.
I
Yeah,
feel
and
like our hideout is no longer secure.
huh?
I feel like our hideout is no longer secure.
Oh shit! I didn't think of that.
we'll deal with that if it ever comes to it. Let's not. Don't
Right,
even worry
right.
about your hideout. Everything's fine.
I'm
Everything's
sure
fine.
someone knows where our
The
hideout
person
is
watching you
anyways.
just thinks we hang out at Pinkberry a lot.
Note to self: address caloric intake issue. Cool.
Okay, but yeah, then I call a super cab because I don't have any other way to get there.
What about Molly? How does Grandma feel about this?
She doesn't like it whenever I have to run off for emergencies, but she understands.
She
I
like
usually have to just tell her, like, I have to go.
yeah. So as Molly's like heading out the door, Grandma's like in her favorite like lazy boy recliner chair, with the nightstand, the coffee table thing next to her with her drink on there,
Her
you know.
Sudoku puzzle books.
Yeah, exactly. Doing her puzzle books, watching her stories at even this late hour, and she's like, "Hey, not so fast,
I'm not grounded, am
Jonas. Jonas, come over here."
I? He walks towards her.
And she unceremoniously kind of does a little laver, which puts her feet down and sits her upright in the chair, and like, Jonas, I know you haven't been feeling right the last few days. I don't want you going out there and in danger without understanding what's happening with you. What's the matter?
I will tell her what.
Yes, sir? She's like, I've seen what you've done since then and before. I've seen the good things you've done. You, there, it's not a coincidence that your last name is Noble. You know that, right?
Right. It's just I'm a walking disaster waiting to happen.
You're a walking beacon of power that's looking to figure out how to control itself. That's it. This is not something anyone your age or any adult or anyone was born to handle. What's what you have. You know that, don't you? It's
But how can what I do be helpful? How can I save someone off a cliff with a tornado?
wind, the same winds that fling cars around and debris and cause such terror during a tornado. Those are the same winds that lift the bird to fly. That when that hawk cups its wings, that same wind underneath it is what brings it up. What helps it soar.
Except in my case, where if I try to use the wind to save them, I would probably throw them 5 miles away.
That's where you gotta learn to be the hawk. Know the control. It's coming. I've seen it. I know you. In the deepest part of you, you don't want to hurt anyone. And that's what you have to remember. Just keep that in mind. You understand?
Yeah. Yes.
And right now she's trying to shift your actually I suppose she's trying to shift your freak up and your superior down. Do you resist that?
No. No, I'm fine with.
Okay.
Wait, what's the maximum number?
+3.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the sheet won't even let you go above 3 or below -2.
Try to do that.
Gotcha. But she's like, when you're feeling the most out of control, remember you have your friends. There's a reason you're not doing this alone. There's a reason they're not doing this alone.
Guess if I wasn't with them, they'd probably die by now.
She kind of takes that deep breath, lets it out. You're with them for a reason, they're with you for a reason. When you go out there, just remember, they're depending on you. You're depending on them. You have control. You just gotta learn it. And remember, no matter what happens, I'm proud of you. Because you go out that door when the other kids are sitting at home watching TV behind their parents' backs, causing all kinds of mayhem. You're the one who goes out that door when that dumb Prince song plays.
That's who it is, Prince. I always forget that.
And you go out there not to destroy anything, not to hurt anybody, but to make the streets safer. You are noble. Don't you ever damn well forget that.
Could use the wind to be a street.
What does she say?
Sorry. It's like I could use the wind to be a street sweeper. Could be the most noble street sweeper there is.
Whatever it takes. And then with that, she'll let you leave.
Hey.
Are you gonna do you use your wind powers to fling yourself, or do you super cab, or what do you do?
We're gonna try to fly a little bit.
Hey, are you gonna leave without giving her a kiss?
Yeah, no.
Uh-huh. I didn't think so.
It's a charm that keeps you safe. It's for protection. Yes. So you're out at the door. We'll say you converge on the wharf area, and by the time you guys get there, things have gotten a little more out of hand. It's things swirling around this woman. The radius has expanded. It's now larger. Before, like, the heavy things were kind of like not being affected. It was more like the little things, like, someone had left a wrench out and something like that's spinning about. Now you guys are starting to see like cars not being flung or anything, but they're definitely like shifting slightly. You're starting to see that, like, like you put the magnet up near the thing, it starts to slowly give, and but right now the power hasn't quite built up quite like that.
Does she seem to be directing it? Well, maybe I should assess the situation and let my failure speak for itself.
Yes. So you guys are looking over. If you want to assess, go ahead and roll superior. Roll plus superior.
Do we all do that?
Generally I want to keep it to one person who's doing the thing. I'm gonna have Molly do pierce the mask soon, but I think that would be appropriate.
Hey, I got a hit.
All right. So ask one.
I will go with, how could we best end this quickly?
The best way to end this
Right.
quickly is to calm her down. You can, just by looking at her and looking at the scene, she is terrified. And her terror only makes things worse, which only terrifies her worse. And you can see the cycle going around and around and around.
Like, she's definitely not doing this on purpose. We need to try and get control, calm her down.
And how far away are you guys, would you say?
How big's the area?
Well, it's at the
It's the
wharf.
wharf, so
No, the big area that she's throwing.
that she's throwing stuff around.
We'll say that's about a block around her. Let's say half a block around her right now.
Okay. Let's see. I want to try to calm her down by draining some of her emotional energy, some of the anxious energy.
Oh wow. That's an interesting one. We'll call that an unleash.
All right. So
The
that's
roll
plus
plus freak.
freak. That's an 8.
Okay. All right, on a hit, you do it. So what does that look like when you kind of drain off some of her energy?
So it's so he holds out his hands and he um like tendrils of dark mist kind of come away from her head. Her kind of the look of panic starts to go out of her eyes. Her breathing starts to slow. She's taking deeper breaths. She's not hyperventilating anymore. But then uh, the energy starts to come a little too close to Leech, and he backs off and he loses his balance, and it actually goes into him, and so now he's anxious
Oh, are you
because it
taking the
was a
condition?
7 to 9, so he's going to mark a condition of afraid.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you definitely see her. I wouldn't say calm down because there's nothing calm about getting kind of like your vitality sucked out of you. There's no friendly way to do that. Especially with the powers that Leech has. But she's at least she's not. I won't say that she's like less terrified, but she has less power at the moment to do it with, to be terrified with.
Okay.
And what do you call it? Mali, I'd like you to pierce her mask. So roll plus mundane, please.
Hidden. Heh.
All right. Does anyone want to help? Or can we add your power into the mix using a team? We'll say you still have just the one. You're not facing any foe yet, so you have one presently. We can use that if you guys can find a way to help him to pierce the mask.
Yeah, maybe she says something that she lets slip come some kind of secret or something that um, is a vital clue to what Molly is asking. When she feels her power being drained, she's like, "What the hell is going on?" Da 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 da. She kind of accidentally blabs the answer to the question that he asks.
No. What I'm looking for is like, how are you going to? What are one of you guys going to do to add team? You can use your one team to make this a 7 and a success.
I
So
can do
how
something.
do you actively help that? Is my question. Acting as Mali's teammates.
Well, maybe because you're, pulling power from her. I Wraith walks over and, you know, puts a hand on Molly's shoulder, and he's like, "This is just like, when you've lost control before. What calms you down?"
Cool. All right. We'll use your team and make that a 7. Excellent. So ask 1, Mali.
Hmm. There's a few of these that might benefit. uh,
Sure. Which one inspires you?
the one that makes the most sense is what do you intend to do?
Okay. Um you can by kind of knowing where she's at, by having been where she's at, and kind of reading what she's doing, uh what she intends to do is she's trying not to hurt anyone or anything. That her intention is to get away from here without destroying anything. That's her intention. Whether or not she has the ability to, that's the question. All right, what do you guys do? She's calm, or at least has less ability to kind of push out, but it's still that radius is still expanding. Things are flying about, and larger things are starting to move slightly.
If I wanted to try and counteract her power,
Ooh, very cool. Yeah, what do you intend to do? What are you doing?
because she's doing like the weather things, right?
Yeah.
Basically, I just need to the opposite of what she's doing.
Ooh, nice. All right, go ahead and unleash.
Unleash.
Nice. That's perfect. That's textbook unleash. You're reshaping your environment.
While trying to yell at her, it's like, you can control this. If I can control it, well, I'm still under the insecure condition. All right, leash.
Nice. All right. You do it on a 7 and 9 marking condition, or I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So which do you want? Which of those negatives?
I will take afraid.
Oh, you're gonna take afraid? Okay. Mark afraid. So what does it look like when you basically like literally do like a storm, like a hurricane in the opposite direction type of thing?
He does a thing where he starts floating up into the air, and all of his gray-green greenish smoke energy starts swirling around him as he starts trying to combat what she's doing, and just begins to expand his own little circle of effects towards her.
Nice, and it works. So you see as that happens, you see this look on her face, and she looks up and sees you. Like, it's you. It's really you. Please help me. Help me,
You already
please.
do.
And she's like reaching out towards you, even though you're a what good distance away and in the air at the moment.
I move towards her.
All right. As you do, your weather ability, again, it kind of intersects perfectly with hers as you get to that point, like almost on top of her. You know, basically where you're perfectly mimicking her force in the negative, if you will. And there's like this weird feeling. You guys, everyone else around these two feels very much like you're in that eye of the hurricane type of thing, where it's like perfectly still. There's not a errant breeze. Everything is just fine. Everything is serene and calm. But Mali knows, and you know that the young lady knows. You know that you feel your power causing this. You feel like the pushback of another hand. You feel this. You both feel this. And whereas you both sense that eye of the hurricane type of sensation in your minds, in your being, you still feel that hand pushing back and forth that you're both kind of fighting against, willingly or unwillingly, and as the case for either of you may be. And she as you are right there in front of her, she's like, "How do you control it? I've seen you since the accident. You don't tear everything apart. Everything's not destruction around you. What do you do? Please tell me. Tell me now. I don't know how much longer I can keep this at bay."
It's like Peter Pan. You have to find something inside of you that makes you happy. At least for me, that's the way it works.
That makes you what?
At least for me, that's the way it works.
No, something inside that makes you.
Makes you happy.
Oh, makes you happy. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, are you close enough where she could touch you if she wanted to?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does touch you. She reaches out to you with both hands, and it's just look at terror in her eyes. And she's like, "How can I be happy when this is swirling inside me?"
It's like you have to think of beyond this moment. This part will end.
She
Usually.
yeah. Okay, you're comforting or supporting her. So go ahead and roll plus mundane.
Leech definitely wants to try to help in this situation.
Do you have? I don't think you have team left to help with though.
Oh, because we didn't actually do a
Yeah, you're not actually
a thing.
facing a
Yep,
threat
we
at this
weren't.
point.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, just want to make sure I'm not accidentally a dangerous. Yeah, you're not entering battle against a dangerous foe. This is not that situation. All right. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Person, roll mundane. I think they hear you. Let's say that you can kind of feel her getting more scared. She's like that hand that I was describing is pushing against you harder, and it's not because it's something you've been here. You know it's not because of something she's willing. You just it's because of something she doesn't know how to will against. And she's like, "Where do you think of when you're happy? What's your happy place? What do you think of when you're happy? That's beyond this moment. That's beyond this thing inside me."
October 11th. It was a Tuesday.
You can kind of see her like that question, like what does that mean? Is all her eyes are telling you.
I was at home. My parents were there. My family was there. And it was the last perfect moment I had with them before everything went to hell.
She's like she kind of as she's listening to you, you can see the tears start to form and run down one of her cheeks. Like, my mom made my lunch for me today. She never makes lunch. She never has time. It was so nice. I remember thinking that.
See? Just have to think back to those times. It's like when everything was fine. You can do this. It's like you either need to control this or do you just want to be swept away?
And she looks down. She looks around at the again, you're still in this serene eye of the hurricane thing, but both of you know that what's the forces that are actually at work here. And she's like, I'm trying so hard, but this wants to come out of me. Can we make happy moments again? Or is this it? Is that my mom making me lunch the best I'll ever have?
There has to be happier moments.
All right, I'll give you one more shot at comfort support. As things have changed enough and you've added more, I'll let you roll plus mundane.
Yay.
There we go. All right. On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential. That's fine. Clear condition or shift labels if they open up to. All right. Oh, that's for you. They hear you. They mark or potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. All right. So you technically don't get anything off that. Let's see. And there are moves that would actually give you benefit from this, but you see it kind of takes hold, and she puts both her arms around you and holds you close, and again that you are now one epicenter of this dual hurricane building, and soon you feel that hand that's pushing back against you, Molly, is pushing back less. It's letting up. And suddenly it's not there, and you're as this pressure goes down, so does yours. And suddenly things kind of go back to normal. You can feel the breeze come in off the water now, the cool breeze. The things don't seem as dark as they were just a few moments ago. And Wraith and Leech, you guys are standing there watching the scene of what could very well have been destruction, but now is some kind of strange harmony. And it's then, of course, you start hearing the standard emergency signals. People are coming in now. They kind of breaks that moment of silence. And the girl steps back from you and she says, "My name's Claire. And this is my happy moment."
Aw.
Is that the same Claire Mean Girl or different Claire?
This is a different Claire. No relation.
Okay.
There are more than one person in this
More than one
world
Claire.
with
Got it.
first names. We would have recognized that Claire. And we would have probably let her fade into the water and come out her own little storm.
That was
I would have used
Uptown
my
Claire.
influence.
This is Dockside Claire.
There's Dockside Claire. Yes. But she lets you, takes her hands off you, lets them slide to her sides, and she closes her eyes. And that's when the people get there. Suddenly there's paramedics. The kind of standard thing is in a case like this where there is all this mayhem or potential mayhem, you have a group of paramedics and first responders who basically comb the area, sometimes with dogs and whatnot, looking for wounded people that can't necessarily call out. This is this is a standard operating procedure, and they're really good at this. So they fan out. Police get there to kind of deal with anything. There are a couple of detectives kind of walk up on you guys. They run into Wraith and Leech first. Can you tell me what the hell just happened here, boys?
Rafe shrugs and is just like, what do they call when superheroes use their powers for the first time? Is there a word for it?
That's a good one.
I'm gonna go a becoming.
Ooh, a good one. And he's like, he's like,
we were here just to help sort it out.
He's kind of holding his, his kind of like a notepad and pencil, and he hears becoming. He's like, kind of closes his eyes for a second. Yep, that's what we need. That's what we need. All right, gentlemen, it's another one. Let's clean them up. Let's take some statements. Get around. The first responders come by Mali and Claire, and they're like, "Are both of you all right?" And you can kind of see like a swath of where when she was spinning things, the debris field around you guys, that kind of thing. So it still looks like you guys are at the epicenter of something.
Yeah, but it's over now.
Very matter of factly.
I don't really know what kind of persona I have with the damn public.
No, you tell me. This is your creation, buddy. So feel free to create. Don't be shy. But Claire kind of she's like, I could really use a blanket. I'm cold.
Aw.
And the paramedic has one of those, one of those stupid ass reflective, little tinfoil blanket things that don't look like they really do anything. They probably do. They're probably a great thing to have if you're out lost in the tundra or whatever, but it seems stupid to have in a paramedic's kit, whatever. But he kind of wraps around her. It sounds like crinkly, wrapping paper, for crying out loud. And she looks to Molly and goes, "Thank you. Thank you so much."
I'll tell her it's less things, try to keep something on you that will remind you of everyone you care about. Even if it's just a picture.
I'll do that. I promise. And yeah, they kind of take her away. They take her statements, the legally required paperwork required for Leech. And interesting thing. So at this one, it's like it's normally kind of like, okay, the thing is pre-filled out. We already have you in the database. Just put your, I put a check mark here to identify. Yes, you are indeed the superhero known as Leech, probationary, blah blah blah. Put a check mark there and make your mark here, and that's it. Because your supers are all on the record. As at least N identity, super or otherwise. Every now and then, like this time, you kind of Leech gets like uh, that cop who knows a little more about the background.
Okay.
He's like, so Leech, you know, did you have anything to do with this? This looks like something your family might have done.
Oh, no, officer, no, not at all. In fact, I
You
just
just
arrived on
happened to
the.
be here. You're about to tell me you
No,
just arrived on the scene. You just arrived on the scene when this all went down.
actually, sir, what I was going to say is that Wraith's mentor, Night Stalker, notified our entire group that this was going on, and we all arrived at the same time, approximately 30 minutes ago. We were able to calm her down and talk her down so that she could gain temporary control of her powers, so that she could
I didn't
be
ask for a
safely
life story
transported.
here.
I'm only trying to explain the situation, sir. I'm sorry if I've
Is
taken
that
up too
alcohol I
much of
smell
your
in your
time.
breath? Is that alcohol I smell in your breath, son?
No, sir. No, sir. The frozen yogurt. I love my pink berry, sir. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh. All right. Hey, Dan, come over and have this guy burn the breathalyzer real quick. Just want to take a thing. Of course, comes up 0, and he looks very disappointed at this.
Excessive levels of cherry.
Dangerous levels of cherry. And before you know it, you make your mark, and he sends you on your way. But yeah, well, we can cut to the Pinkberry again. Or where would you guys go? Would you guys go straight home at this point, being a school night and bedtime, or would you guys decide that this is an appropriate time to break with curfew and just go for it? I'll let you guys tell me.
Um, I'm feeling kind of tired, but this was Molly's operation a little bit. It seemed.
Now I feel like celebrating.
I'm down. I can be
Yeah,
easily talked into it.
Cage would stay out. He kind of assumes that it's like, once he's out, he's damned if he, gets home late or doesn't get home late. So
All right. Nice. All
might
right,
as well at
let's.
least,
Okay.
might as well at least have some enjoyment out of it.
All right, cool. All right, let's do a quick. Let's do your celebration moves. Tell us what the celebration looks like. Let's do a celebration, and
Instead of
we
Pinkberry,
should have
can
some
we have
time.
pizza?
Yeah, I
Ooh, nice.
now we can of course, have it at our base, or we could just go to the damn pizza shop because it's open.
Right.
I think we just go to the pizza shop.
I think so too.
Are you gonna go out in uniform?
Pizza.
I was about to say, are we in uniform?
Nah.
I assume we change
Nah, we
out
don't. Yeah, we
first.
don't have to go in uniform.
We're
All
not
right.
pulling in Avengers.
No shawarma for you. All right. All right. So tell me what the celebration looks like.
I mean, besides probably each having a, medium or large pizza.
Right.
It's
For three
yourselves.
teenage boys.
Enough for midnight on a weeknight.
Oh my god.
It's
Just
not like we're
quick.
gonna get beer, so therefore, I think the pizza is about the best we can do.
Yeah. Quick out of character side note. My youngest brother is 12 and he stayed with us this last weekend, and we had
Cool.
pizza on Friday night, and he ate an entire 14-inch pizza all
Damn,
by
boy.
himself.
Damn, boy.
It's like, oh,
You go.
yep, that's how they do it.
Wow. I remember those days. Kind of vaguely. Long, long ago.
I was gonna say, did they have memories back then?
Oh, damn! In the
Wow.
Civil War era, yeah, we had the memories then. That hurts. That hurts a little bit too much. So, all right.
So,
Yes.
so
So
in their street clothes, yeah, Rudy's got his pineapple and mushroom pizza.
nice. What's
Yep.
what's Wraith doing for the pizza?
Wraith goes. He does like the supreme, but he gets extra everything on the
Nice.
supreme.
Oh,
So
Awesome.
it's like it's like you just pick it up and there's stuff just falling off. And there's,
The way it should be, right? All right. How about Molly? What's Molly's celebration pizza look like?
Molly would get a veggie pizza with extra cheese,
Nice.
valid.
Yes, absolutely.
gluten-free crust.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I can imagine these guys, this triumphant and again, at their age, this isn't just, I want you to keep in mind, this isn't just like this awesome celebration of, this good thing that actually happened. It's just like we're out at like 11:30 at night on our own.
right.
We just used our own money to do stuff. We're like adults. This is awesome. This is freedom. This is what freedom feels like. Someday when I'm 21, I will know this freedom and it will be wonderful. And nothing will take this happiness away from me. And then you become 21 and that's all bullshit.
I do remember getting pizza as a kid, thinking this is the best thing ever, and now it's just like, well, I guess I don't have anything else to eat.
All
It's still
right.
good, but it's just not the same.
All right. All right. What do your celebration moves look like?
I think, I'm, as we're grabbing, another slice, I'm like, Molly, you're every bit of an equal as to one of us. Sure, you might have larger powers, but you can control them. So telling them they're an equal, and I give them influence over me, and I mark potential.
Nice. Someone's got to be
There we
making an advance soon.
Do I need to mark influence over you on mine?
Yeah, if you
If you already have
unless you already
influence, you
have it, in
can.
which case you shift labels on me.
Yeah.
Do not have influence over you.
Okay, then take influence.
Nice. All right, and you marked potential. Awesome. Mali, what does your move look like? Your celebration move. Sure, triumphant
Well, first
celebration.
I would be doing the annoying thing of, like taking multiple group selfies and posting them to social media,
Yeah.
sending a bunch of pictures of the pizza to grandma so she knows I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably watches the news after you go, like, oh, please, please, let it be not a whammy.
But yeah, after Wraith says that, I would say, so you don't look at me with fear in your eyes anymore.
What do you mean anymore? I never have.
There's always been a little bit, a skosh.
I mean, sure, you could level us, but I mean, I could send you to wherever's on the other side of my shadows too. We're all pretty frightening.
Does a flashlight work there?
I could make
I'm
you.
like, and I just shake my
sleepy.
head. I'm like, no light works there.
I can
Next, maybe.
all right, Molly, mark potential for that.
And you
Alright.
take +1 forward.
Yeah.
What does that
To
say? What is that +1 for? What does that mean?
It means
So-
on your next roll,
whatever
you
that
get a
might be.
bonus of +1.
Yeah.
So just mark it somewhere in the character, unless you're
Yeah.
not doing tokens or anything, Scott. So
Yeah, we'll just keep
try
it for
and
next.
remember it.
Yeah, and that'll be like when it asks you do you have any modifiers. That's where you put the one in when you do your rolls. I think. So just,
Okay.
but as for the next one, just keep in mind. I will. I believe I'll remember this one.
These
Cool.
character sheets need some notes.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
pretty
they had
basic.
something at the bottom of the actual character sheet that was for notes, but
Gotcha.
maybe I'm thinking of Urban Shadows.
I don't see anything down at the
No,
bottom at
there
all.
isn't.
You can put it in your bio too. I put that kind of information in the bio section of your character sheet.
Okay.
How about Leech? What does yours look like?
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah. So Leech turns to oh my gosh, Molly, and says, "What gives you hope for the future? What 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 gives you hope that tomorrow will be better than today was?"
Oh god.
That's
I realize it's so damn tropey, but I can't. It just seems the best perfect response is like, it can't rain all the time.
aww.
Oh,
Oh,
a little crow for you.
yep, yep. Oh,
It is
hits that
kind of appropriate.
16-year-old heart right in the feels. You're so right. It
Mm,
can't rain all the time. You're so
damn,
right, Molly. That is so deep.
that is so
Oh my
freaking deep,
god.
man.
That is so deep.
That's deep to my elderly soul, much less
I
a
read it on
teenager.
a Facebook meme.
Do it.
I read it on a Facebook
It doesn't even
You're
have
still
any.
on Facebook?
Yeah, it has no connection to the actual thing it came from, as it should
Right.
be.
meme. What's the
Oh,
crow?
shut up! Shut up! Don't even say that in character. Don't you ever say that. All right, all right.
So you get influence over me, which I think you already have, so it
Yeah.
means you get to shift my labels.
Would you like to shift?
Very superior.
Okay.
Superior up and what down?
What put danger down.
Superior up.
Superior up and danger down. Okay.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So one last thing, and that is the end of session move. For each of you, did you grow close to the team, grow into the image of yourself, or grow away from the team? Go Mali.
I actually grew closer. Actually,
Cool.
everybody kind of felt made me feel welcome, but I guess that would be Wraith the most.
Okay. Cool. So let's see. Give influence to that character. You already have.
I do already have influence. So I get the shift labels.
Mhm.
Let's see. For Mali, let's go with in this case, let's shift your savior up. That's what you were doing this last scene. And I'm gonna shift your danger down.
Cool. And Mali, you can also clear a condition or mark potential.
My potential's full.
Oh, it is. So you have an advance.
Yeah.
So mark another potential. If was it already full, like right now,
Yeah.
before adding that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so erase all of them, fill one in to start with, and take an advance. Well, we can always look at that next session too. But for now, realize that you have an advance and mark one on your potential boxes.
And remove a condition still?
No, one or the other.
Okay. Good.
All right, you good then?
Yeah.
All right. How about Leech?
I feel like I grew closer to the team.
Nice.
Let's see. I think
Made you
I
feel
think
welcome.
Wraith. I think Wraith for sure this time, because he kind of picked up uh, from my point of view. He kind of picked up the slack and put me in my place when I lashed out at Molly in the first uh, vision.
Okay.
Cool.
I definitely do have influence over you already. So I will shift some labels. Let's see, for Rudy. Let's shift your... That's tough. You do well. Use your power as well. Let's shift your freak up.
Okay.
And I will say your savior down.
Cool.
Excellent. All right.
And I'm going to take a potential, which puts me up to 5.
All right. So erase them all and take an advance.
Yep.
So you have a whole week to think about what you want that to be, or select it now if you already have your mind made up. But I would take the week. We can discuss it at the beginning of next session. This would be cool. These are the first 2 advancements so far. Are we going to go for 3?
I do not have enough, and I think I don't necessarily know if I grew closer to the team with anyone this session. So I'm actually going to grow into the image of myself.
Cool.
Because I was able to step up and help one of my legacy.
Very cool.
And they gave me positive feedback on my actions of how I'm conducting myself.
Sure. Yeah, you absolutely. Yeah, you stepped up and kind of showed them why you belong in this legacy.
So I get to shift my own labels up and down. I think I'm going to shift up my freak. And I'm going to... I think I'm going to shift down my danger.
Excellent.
And then, just a note, I did actually add traditions to my bio.
Oh, cool. I'll get those for next time. I'm going
we'll add more as necessary, but
yeah. And my homework for next session, as Josh pointed out, is that definitely I need to get an idea of what all your powers do a little better. I have to make my own little thing up, study them, because the best case scenario is I just want you guys to play your characters and let me stop you when it's time to trigger a move. So that includes, but as for like the burns, as for your own moves, I do want to kind of have you guys have providence over those. So like, I'm gonna, I'll manage like the basic moves. It's up to you to kind of help me know when you want to trigger those specific moves, or if I'm missing them, that kind of thing. Like the burn, like if you specifically want, like if I say, okay, I want you to unleash, but you're like, no, I want to actually, I do want to do, psychic maelstrom or where the hell that power is or that burn is, then we need to juice you up and spend burn for that power, that type of thing. So it's kind of be familiar with your powers, what you want to do with them, and how you want to the ones that specifically for your playbook, those are more under your control. So again, I'm not going to tell Mali to specifically do a burn unless that's exactly what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling.
No, makes sense.
No, I think that makes sense to me.
Okay, cool. Because I want you guys to. I don't want to be in control of your powers. I want you to have control of the really important parts, like burn for Mali, and the basic the moves for like the other, the playbook moves for the other playbooks, etc., etc. But I will definitely make it my business to be more familiar with what you specifically have right now. So very cool session, guys. I think it came together just right. Again, it's I've been kind of going with the fiction and what happens. We've been rolling with and moving on, and I think it's because I didn't have anything planned. I just, again, with Power by the Apocalypse, it's more I have potential stuff. For this game in particular, I have villains that I do have to kind of pre-prepare. But unlike a Dungeons and Dragons type game, I'm not preparing. Okay, you go here, and then this happens, and then this happens, and if you either unlock that way or this way, and then like I don't plan any of that. We all play to find out what happens, and things are coming together to make a pretty awesome story. Like, I have to say, the Mali's failure at the first thing on the dice rolls and role playing were tragic, and they just I did not plan the second scene with Claire. That was built by this fiction. I thought it went well.
Well, I
And
thought
Yeah.
Molly really played up the guilty and insecure too.
yeah,
Mhm.
perfectly. And then when that came to this scene, it was perfection. It was just, I could not have planned it better. That final scene with Claire. If I had planned it, but it just happened because this is what you guys made happen between dice rolls, your choices, your characters. So it's just awesome, and I love it. And then you guys were awesome. So keep being awesome.
Yeah.
And remember, if all goes wrong, just think of that one happy thing, and it will be better.
We
That's
need to
right.
click our
I,
heels together a few times too.
yes, I think we can
Think
take
happy
that into real life. Quite on a serious note, that's a nice thing to remember. There's it's the bad will pass, and those good things will endure. That kind of thing. It's a good message, I think. So cool. Anything you guys wanted to add on? Any
No,
interesting
I'm
notes?
good.
Anything like that?
Molly would have given Claire his cell phone number.
Ooh, very cool.
Cool.
Like
So
your
in case she,
like the secret one or the actual uh Jonas Noble cell phone number. I'll say you guys are you can your smartphones have two numbers: your super secret number and your normal number that everybody calls.
I would say she saw me as Molly, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I'd give her the secret one.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Knew she could be trusted with the information.
Mhm.
Won't leave her phone laying around somewhere.
Nice. And when you think about it, this is like your second date.
Oh my god.
Funny. All right. Well, thank you guys for an awesome session. You guys, great story. You're doing perfect. Again, I think we're getting a little more smooth with the rules. Again, I need to learn. Again, I need to really learn your guys' um, playbook stuff a little better. Just because I'm not an expert on any playbook, I know them, but I don't know them. So definitely something for me to do now that you guys are getting to know the rules. I think again this went far faster than it did last session when we were kind of like trying to figure out what's what. You guys already know, like, if the basic moves. If you roll 7 to 9 on directly engage, on 7 to 9 pick one, from the list, that kind of thing. So the more familiar you guys are with your basic moves, the faster things move, the faster we get through things, and more story, that kind of thing. So keep it up, keep up the good work. I think we're making progress here on all fronts. So I have nothing but good things to say. I'm sorry, I have no thorns for you. No thorns to go with those roses. So good job. And
Cool.
if anyone has anything else, I will bid you a fond farewell to any viewers. My players here, let's put them up. The stars of the show: Joshua, playing as Molly the Nova. Steve, playing as Wraith the Legacy. Billy Joe, playing as Leech the Reformed. And I am Scott's Case Files, your MC, GM for this session. If you like the stream, please follow and note to choose to be alerted when I go live. Also, down here, if you go into the Discord, just click on it. You'll join my Discord server. Also, same thing for the Twitters. I try to let you know when we're going live and other behind-the-scenes type information sometimes. And otherwise, I hope everyone has a great super week. With that, I bid you all a fond farewell.
Good night.
Farewell.
Bye.